Hello viewers, today we're going to be taking a look at a Lakewood Deluxe fan. This is actually I have no idea what the model number is on this one. And the informations are up there. It's model number P-83, it looks like. Model P-83. This is a 3-speed electrically reversible with thermostat and pilot light fan. So this was meant for window use. Has the Venturi ring. I believe this was the most fully featured highest end unit that you could buy in the P series. It has the circular stator, so it's got to be, like, was it late 70s or newer, I guess, but the cord still looks quite old. The guards are very brittle, definitely been in the sun for a while. The handle is the busted, which is very inconvenient because it looks like there should be something here to grab it and there's not. The back guard is really bad. This is warped out there and super brittle. Got that terrible brittle plastic sound to it. And it looks like, I guess this was used to hold the cord in place. I don't know if that's factory or not. It sure doesn't look factory to me. Despite the filth and the sun damage, this does look to be pretty low hours. Motor's pretty clean inside. Some dust on the guards, but nothing crazy. Probably just 1 or 2 years of use on this one. And another thing that I thought was kind of interesting about this was that it's in this kind of like a peach color scheme. It's not the typical tan or the blue or the brown. And I wonder if this is the same color that the, oh boy, what was it called? There's a stinking fly on the telephone. You cannot make calls on my phone! Get out of here! Okay, I guess I probably should cut that part out, but we'll leave it in. That one that my uncle gave, or, well, he didn't give it to me. What was the one that came from my uncle's house? What was the stinking brand on that one? Barclay. The Barclay one. I wonder if this is the color that the Barclay one was originally, and then the color on the Barclay one is faded. I think that the color was kind of looked like this. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. I'm not good with colors. I don't have a good history with these switches. I really don't like these switches. But this one looks like it's in good working order at the moment. This is a little bit sticky there, but it's generally working. Any advice on how to lubricate this and prevent it from decaying at all is greatly appreciated. This does not click. It also goes only from 4 to 12. Why it doesn't go from 1 to 9 is anybody's guess. I don't know what these sold for at the time, but I suspect it was probably quite a bit more than the typical $25 or whatever it was that they often went for. 223s went for. Just a little bit crooked. Okay. So let's go ahead and plug this in. We've only got 115 volts right now because the air conditioner is on. It absolutely needs to be. It's very humid out. And that's why we're filming here in the garage as opposed to in the studio, because It's very hot in the house. Oh, just another piece of information. I obtained this from the Digitan OK Will. I think it ended up costing about $40, which is a lot more than I would usually spend on a single fan. But in this particular region where I dwell, box fans have gone extinct, and so if you want one, you pretty much have to ship it in from somewhere else. And $40 is a lot better deal than you get in the stinking e-rip-off digital scam elite marketplace for the people at Deep Pocket's site. So the OK Will sticker, which probably doesn't come off, is dated 5/09/25, which was less than a month ago. Right now it is 6/5, and so the turnover for this was pretty quick. They must have listed it right after receiving it. And there was something else here at one point. Now there's the sticky residue. Trophy will come off. The finish is pretty good. It's a little dirty in the top, but I think it'll clean up pretty nice. Most of the luster certainly remains. And this is actually something that I would use this time of year because, well, right now it happens to be 72, but this time of year it can still get pretty cold at night. And so that's where having the thermostat is fantastic, because it shuts off and you don't wake up to a freezing cold house the next morning. Alright, I'm going to turn this all the way down. And we're going to turn this on low. And the pilot light is in fact working. I'm guessing that's a neon indicator bulb. Hopefully the thermostat works. A little bit of the vibrations here, the Verbatim, Verbatims, but we should be able to fix that. That's just the brittleness of the guard. I'd like to be able to get that to stop for the video, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Oh, it's the back one. Maybe I can just lean something up against it. Perfect. This is a very, very slow low. I don't think that this is how it's supposed to be. It would be nice if it was, but I don't think that this is correct. Now for the first time I tried a P-28, the metal blade version with no Venturi guard or ring on the inside, and I was not particularly impressed with the performance. I don't know if that was a bias because I was expecting it to be more like a high velocity fan, or if it really just wasn't that good. I should probably test it side by side with some other ones to compare. But this seems like it's moving air substantially better than the one without the Venturi guard. And that would make good sense to me. Okay, try not to fall. You can feel a tremendous volume of air going into the back of the fan, even though it's running very slowly. It does push the air out to the sides considerably. You stand right in front of it, you don't get a whole lot of air at all. It's mostly out to the sides by quite a bit. The power information is, we're at 115 volts now, 1.56 the amps, which is quite a bit of power for what it's doing. Or I should say 101 watts, which is quite a bit of power. Amps is the current. And this has a power factor of 0.56, which is on the pretty poor side. Okay, let's go to the medium. And the medium seems to be extremely slow as well. I wonder if the bearings are stiff. Well, they really don't necessarily seem to be. Ugh, get away. That's I'm putting on bug zapper. This is ludicrous here. Probably not going to work because of all the other lights on here, but it'll work later. And now it caused me to miss the spin down. No, the bearings seem pretty free. Hear a stinking bug flying around in here. Well, let's try the high. Oh, we'll do the power information first for the medium. That is 2.06 the amps, 137 the watts, with a power factor of 0.57. It seems like it's slowly picking up speed. Now the high. Who's that? Okay, now we're talking. Oh boy, this is super rattly. Well, it would be quiet. It's a little bit out of balance, but nothing crazy. This is moving a tremendous amount of air. The amount of air being drawn into this is insane. I think this definitely performs a lot better than the P-28 without the Venturi. This is more like what I was expecting. This is very powerful. That is 2.26 the amps, 157 the watts, the power factor of 0.61, which is lower than I would expect. The air doesn't seem to be carrying very far away from the fan, but that might be because it's too close to the wall. The out. Oh no! Oh my gosh! You're not supposed to reverse it while it's turned on. Well, why? Nobody can ever explain why. Seems to be running slower. It is 2.3 the amps. No, it's about the same. It was what, 2.26 before? Okay, so it's about the same current, about the same power. It seems to be about as powerful, if not slightly more. That's interesting. I think these blades are relatively flat, so I guess it should be pretty reversible. I feel like it moves a little bit more air. I was not expecting that. I think I feel a little more air from a distance. The medium, which is now at a pretty normal pace, and the low. Which is still pretty slow. Okay, we're going to go back to the forwards now, and no, I'm not going to shut it off while it reverses, because there's no reason to. It's not going to break the motor, it's not going to do any kind of damage to anything, it's not going to break the bearings, it's not going to break the blade, it's not going to break the commons box, it's not going to break the camera, it's certainly not going to break the fan. The only thing that you could possibly say is that it might wear out the switch because it's going to have a higher current draw when you first switch it. But, I mean, you have to sit there and do it like hundreds and thousands of times for that to really become a problem. So, anyways, we're not going to dwell on that. So right now it's about 72 degrees in here. No, it's about 70. And it's cutting off at around number 8. So it goes from 12, no, it goes from 4 to 12. Why the heck it doesn't go from 1 to 10, I have no idea. Or 1 to 8. But it goes from 4 to 12 and it's cutting off at around 70. So I don't know how much higher and how much lower it goes, but it seems like it would have a fair bit of range in either direction, up or down. There really is no startup sounds on this, which is kind of disappointing. These usually have very cool startup sounds. Alright, well, it definitely works. The switch is a little flaky. Yeah, if somebody could give me some advice on how to lubricate these switches, that would be good. But I've tried to fix these in the past and I've not had good success. I don't want to mess with that until I have some confirmation as to what you're really supposed to do. So I think this will clean up very well. Looks like it's in pretty decent condition, all things considered. This is probably at least 50 years old, 40, 50 years old. And it seems like it works pretty good. The guards just need to go in the dishwasher. It doesn't seem sticky at all, so I don't think that it was used in the vicinity of the smoking or the kitchen, so it probably will clean up nicely. And this will be a great fan to use in the spring and the fall when you get those cold nights but you still have warm days.